Hey everybody, it's Pete. Good morning. Welcome to a new episode of today's Best Stock Picks. It's Thursday morning, November 19th, 2020. And wow, sector rotation is happening quick. The market is reacting very quickly to good news, bad news, spike in COVID, reduction in COVID, vaccine news. NKLA, NIKOLA Corporation is back in play today, and that's going to be our highlighted stock. I want to make it clear, we're just talking about a trade. We're talking about maybe the next 3 to 5 days. We're talking about cash flow for this particular stock. We're not looking at long-term fundamentals. It's just the market has its attention on it right now, and we want to take advantage of that. We had a few stocks yesterday. Hopefully, you took the 2 trades that we talked about this week, especially the one yesterday, where we said to sell Boeing yesterday on the news. It was about as classic of a trade as you could possibly make, where the stock rallied hard into good news, and then good news came out and the stock sold off and got actually hammered yesterday. So if you were long, hopefully you listened. If you're an aggressive short trader, short sale trader, you actually took advantage of that yesterday, which we actually had quite a few people in the boot camp do yesterday. And again, on a challenging day for a day trader, 1 or 2 trades make the day. So let's flip the script and get to the other side of the trade. We've had Tesla have good news this week, S&P 500. We had our level. We were very clear on what that level was. It was 460, hit 460 yesterday and bounced over $30, traded straight into 500, which is our level. 500 is the new level. We want to see it pause at 500 before it takes off. So again, if you're having trouble right now, you only need to manage risk and then let a couple of good trades play out. And gosh, I mean, even if you don't have the capital to trade Tesla at $460, you could buy one call option to be involved. And it was a pretty nice payday yesterday and plenty of time to get involved. So we're going to get right into it. We have initial claims coming out today. NVDA had earnings yesterday afternoon, so we're actually going to be looking to be trading actively NVIDIA today as well. The solar stocks are just off the board. They're not doing anything that's readable right now. The tape has changed so dramatically and so quickly, which, by the way, that's what you want to learn how to do. It's one thing to find ideas. It's another thing to understand when you should be getting into these ideas, which is what we call tape reading. Tape reading is setting up the probability of having a risk point and then defining if you believe your profit potential or your reward potential, or risk reward, has a good chance of getting hit. And that's really what we specialize in. We specialize in reading the order flow, reading the tape, and then learning how to trade in between those two things, which is between entry and exit. So we're going to head right over to the charts. We have some stocks that exploded to new highs yesterday. We have some stocks that have way overran where we expected them to go. But that's a good thing, meaning they exploded up into our target. And now they're not new trades anymore. Again, what I'm going to show you right now is where a lot of traders get into trouble, which is running scanners, finding stocks that were up huge yesterday, and then not understanding how to read the tape. They jump into the stock sells off for the next 3 or 4 days, and then they're left, I don't understand. I feel like I don't know what I'm doing. And it's not finding ideas. It's reading the tape to time entries into those ideas that make you ultimately a profitable trader. Also, staying out of the chop. We've been talking about it for the better part of 2 months, especially every day, all day in the boot camp, is really when to size up, when to trade for cash flow, when to work in order, when to go in for a little bit more share size. And that's really what separates somebody who's struggling reading the charts from somebody who's actually making money and quite honestly, not losing as much money. I know that's not the like sexiest thing on the world, but you know what? That's reality. Reality is sometimes the market's hard. We just went through the election period. We went through COVID. We're still in COVID. This is a very unique situation, and you have to think long term. We're picking our spots right now. We're trading for cash flow. We're looking for some good opportunities. Got paid on 2 big trades yesterday. And if you chicken scratched around and managed your risk and kept your risk lower and took some profits, took some losses, nothing big, 1 or 2 trades pays for the month. That's real trading. Anybody who tells you differently is lying. You have to take risk, put on the trade, take risk, put on the trade, take risk, put on the trade. Some of them follow through. Awesome. Those are the ones you add to. Some of them don't. Those are the ones that you scale back and like, all right, didn't follow through, but it was a good idea. So we're going to take a look at some ideas right now. We're going to take a look at why we're looking at NIKOLA right now. NKLA, it's actually easier to say, and what the trade setup is going to be. So yesterday we actually got attention drop back on the stock. You can see it actually had news over here. It got hammered on I don't want to get into all the details of the news, but it wasn't good. It was about the founders of the company and whether or not the information was valid, and clearly it wasn't. But now it's actually getting attention again. And I keep using the word attention because attention is where the market starts to see order flow going into a stock. Now, this is 1 day of trading. I want to make this very clear. This is kind of a really big point. The more order flow put into your idea, the more money by smart, the more commitment by smart money, the longer they're doing that, the more conviction you could have. Then at that point, it's just a matter of reading the tape to determine, is it gone too far, too fast? If it's 1 day of trading, you have to work the order. If it's 1 day of order flow, you have to work the order. There's no conviction there. If a stock rallies really hard 1 day, in the last 3 or 4 months, it's done nothing, it's very hard to have conviction unless the stock has a new catalyst like Tesla did this week. Did nothing with the S&P 500, did nothing for a while, for the better part of 2.5 months. A new catalyst came in, finally got up to that level that we clearly called out this week, exploded through that level. And members of the boot camp took advantage of it just because they were ready for it. And that's a part of planning. Whether we talk, and I talk about this quite a bit during the week. There's some stocks that we're looking at to trade today. There's some stocks that are setting up and setting alerts at certain areas, and you have to make sure you game plan for those stocks too. So that's what really good trading is. You're looking at what you're trading right now and then having alerts set and going back into your tracking journal to say, when it gets up to that level, that's when I want to see a new trade or consider looking for a new trade. So again, I just wanted to bring that up because it's an important point. So again, 1 day of buying. So we are looking now to trade off of yesterday's energy candlestick, and the first level we're looking for is 30. So let's just stick with that right now. It needs to be trading above yesterday's close, above today's opening price. Then we're looking for the first run towards 30. NVIDIA actually was consolidating, no real trading action prior to earnings. And you can see now it's actually down $9. So we're actually going to be looking, interestingly, we're going to be looking for follow through on the short side. Last earnings report for NVIDIA actually was not good, sold off, but then actually rallied over here over the next few days. But I'm going to be looking to short sell it today. Hopefully, again, just to give you an idea of the level that we called out, you can go back to a previous video. We drew this earlier in the week. We're looking for 460, busted through 460, just to give you an idea as well. Here is the level. Once you have your alert set and you get that kind of 1 day price action, it can be pretty amazing when you are ready for it. Yesterday, we talked about Boeing selling the news, and that's what happened in Boeing yesterday. Again, to give you an example on the opposite side of the market. So look, sometimes trading is making money. Sometimes trading is understanding how to not lose money. Yesterday was a situation to learn how to not lose money. If you happen to have been long the amazing run that Boeing had here, yesterday was, everybody's looking at that side of the market. Everybody's seeing good news. Us as professional tape readers, we know what we were doing. And we said, all right, I'll take that at that higher opening and look for something else. Initial claims coming out at 8:30 today. A couple of retail stocks yesterday that traded very well. I would have liked to have seen targets stay above the 168 level, but the market got hit pretty hard. And now you can see it's actually going to retest that. So 168 is the level. TJ Maxx, one that I haven't watched in a while. TJ Maxx and Kohl's, as a matter of fact, both of them having a pretty decent week. We're looking to initiate new swing trades in both of those stocks. Well, actually, all three of them this week. Moderna, look, the rotation in and out of what's going on. Let's pull up Pfizer again really quick. Keep closing below the open. Keep closing near the lows, despite the fact that they are not coming back into the area that they broke out of. They keep closing at the lows. However, what I do like about Moderna today is now it's the third day down. It's actually traded back into a support level. I am looking for it to stay above yesterday's low, which is 89. That'll be my stop loss. 89 will be my stop loss. And then as long as it continues to trade above today's opening price, which means we're validating today's order flow, I'm going to be aggressively trading along. If that condition does not unfold, I'm just going to let it go. That's what trading is. I have it in my watch list. I have exactly what I'm looking to do. If it follows through, awesome. If it doesn't, letting it go as well. PNC, an interesting one that popped up in my list yesterday. You can see the longer term picture. This 129 level is where I want to see it pause now. It actually has been here. As long as it's above 129, we're looking for a run at 150, 152. Workhorse and DraftKings, actually, we called out quite a bit this week. I believe that they have now retraced back to the levels where I think this is where they're going to kind of peter out. So I'm not in either one of these trades. I'm going to talk about them. We talked about retracement levels yesterday. We talked about where the stock is expected to retrace to. So whether you're trading Workhorse or DKNG, I'm looking for them to mostly pause at this level right now before they make a new run higher. If you wanted something that's a little bit more active right now, RIDE, which was called out by Andrew yesterday, exploded. However, now RIDE is actually at the target that we looked at. So we're actually looking for this to now pause and hold 30 before it takes off. Very similar to JMIA, where now this was the optimal entry. We traded through 20, which was our target. And now we're looking for it to pause here as well. So again, setting up some good trades, setting up some new trades, and setting up some trades for later in the week. AMAT is one that we've been watching as well. Yesterday was the optimal entry in AMAT. Today will be the second day you can get involved without chasing it. And last but not least, General Motors. Believe it or not, can't tell you the last time I called out GM, but broke through 40 finally. As long as it stays above 40, we're going to be looking to initiate a new swing trade there as well. So I just can't express this enough. The COVID news has now gone from extremely exciting with the vaccine, where the airlines, the cruise lines, all of those kind of stocks we're seeing really solid buying. The stay-at-home stocks, the Zooms, the Wayfair, the OSTK, Peloton got absolutely hit hard. Nautilus, NLS, but now the news reversed midday yesterday, and they all spiked. So this is not a market right now for part-time day trading. This is a market right now where you need to be on top of the tape. You need to have structure for exactly what you're looking for. And if price action doesn't unfold according to the way you want it to, you have to be disciplined with the stop loss. It's not a bad thing. It's called keeping yourself in the game. It's insurance. It's insurance that your capital's safe until the trades actually follow through. So that's today's game plan. If you have any questions, definitely leave a comment. I'd love to see you in the boot camp. Have a great day, everyone.